Hey, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bonjour, ça va? Hey, it's me, the Lost Canuck, coming at you live and in person from the barbecue lab. So on today's video, this one's going out for all the Lone Star Grillz 42-inch pellet smoker fans out there. Plus, I'm going to be using my Huber Products wood split burning system. And I've got a giant slab of meat here in front of me. That's right. Picked up when these were on sale at Costco. I got a full pork belly here. And normally they were, $3.99 a pound. But I got them when they're on sale where they where you take off, I think it's $5 a belly or $10, I can't remember. And you freeze them. So anyways, and you pull them out when you want to make up some stuff. So on today's video, okay, here's what we're going to make. We're going to check to see if this giant pork belly, we're going to cook it two ways. One, we're going to make it like ribs, and to see if the taste of the pork belly tastes just as good as fall off the bone ribs, okay? And then the other half of the belly, I'm going to cube it up and do it like pork belly burnt ends, okay? And we're going to see which one tastes better and which one the family likes better, or maybe they prefer ribs, I don't know. But you can get a giant slab of this stuff fairly cheap. This was $39, normal price. Was probably closer to $29 or $30 when I got the discount. So let's open this thing up and try it out. All right, so we're going to take this super giant slab of meat here and turn it into this delicious, yummy, tasty pork belly done like ribs and burnt ends. Stay tuned. All right, well, now that we got the intro done, all right, so like I said, we're going to take this pork belly and we're going to cut it roughly here, okay? Use this side for the ribs, split that in half, and then I'll cube this side up for the pork belly burnt ends. All right, well, let's start opening this package up, like I was just saying. Okay, so here's our pork belly. Like I said, we're going to cut it right roughly over, just a little over half. We're going to use this half for the burnt ends. So we're going to split this down the middle like this and make this kind of our fake ribs. All right, so there's one rib. There's two ribs. Okay, so we're going to do cubes about that big. You can cube it up however big you want it. But I'm going to make some pre-cut lines here. Oh, and I forgot to do this. The fat cap side of your ribs, we're going to score them, okay? Just like this to help the rub go in. We'll do a diamond pattern. Just score down into the meat. Okay, that's our scoring pattern on our ribs. But let's finish cutting our cubes up here. I just took this out of the freezer, so it's probably a little froze that. Yeah. Okay, we'll use our Wusthof. This is a little sharper, I know that. Oh yeah. Yeah, this last one I'll keep for grind. So this piece, we won't go to waste. We'll just keep this for grinding. Okay, we'll leave it over here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do these. I will cube them when they're cooked. But what we're going to do is we're going to do them more like Ash Kickin' Barbecue does on his channel when we cook these. So we're going to leave them in strips, and these will be like ribs. And at the end, we'll cube this up, but just not right now. Scoring the fat just helps your rub and binder to get down in the meat. All right, well, now that you have your the rib portion scored and cut in half, and then we got our strips cut for our burnt ends, it's time to put on a little binder. Yep, I know, Lost Canuck, he likes binder. You don't have to use binder if you don't want. Surface is plenty tacky. I just think it adds a little umami. What I like to use is this W sauce by Baron Burton. It's really good stuff. Okay, so let's get the binder on first. And now a little goes a long ways, because I'm probably going to run out of this. So now that we got our binder on, it's time to put the rub on. So I only need one glove for that. So for today's rub, Lost Canuck is using Ope We're Smokin. Now this is Honey Chipotle by Ope We're Smokin. These guys, they make this right here in Hudson, Wisconsin. It's a local rub. If you're from the Twin Cities area, they sell it at my friends over at Northern Fire Barbecue. I know that for sure. That's where I get this stuff from. And really great people. Love talking to them. And this is some good rub. Really like this stuff. Support your local rub company. It doesn't have to be this. Use your favorite rub. Whatever goes well that you like on pork. So let's get a nice coating of this on. Just this is all there is to do the prep. It's pretty simple. Pat that down. What we're going to do is let this dry brine in the fridge overnight, and then we'll throw it out on the pit in the morning. Okay, we're going to let this dry brine in the fridge overnight. Oh, I missed a spot here. Probably rubbed it off. So we're going to fold up our tub, throw these in the fridge overnight, and I'll see you down at the pit in the morning. Lost Canuck out. Hey, it's me. Well, it's the next day. We dry brined the pork belly in the fridge overnight, and the rub's nice and sticky. Got a little pellicle on there. So I fired up the Lone Star Grillz 42-inch pellet smoker. We're down next to it. Got it set at 225. I got some Spritz pre-warming in there, and let's get the meat on. So what I thought I would do is put the strips down at the cooler end, because they'll cook faster. And then I'll put the big slabs, our rib pieces, fake rib pieces, in the warmer zone. We'll do it that way. And I'm going to use some RFX probes for temperature monitoring. Plus, thought I'd drag the old combustion one out and give it a shot again. I've had some hit and miss results with it. So let's put some probes in. I'm going to put this one in one of these strips here. And in right down the middle. That's an RFX. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to put an RFX. We'll leave this out for the big pieces. Then I'll put, yeah, that's good. Let's get this on up here. So you can see I got some drip pans. I got my splits drying out. And we'll just put this in the cooler zone up here. I might not have room. Okay. Now we'll put our combustion probe and our other RFX in here. And I'll put this one on the thick side over here. Okay, so that's the fat cap. So we'll put the fat cap towards the heat source, which is down. And I should put the fat caps on these ones down so that they're all the same. There's the fat cap. That one backwards. Okay. All right, so fat caps are all facing down towards the heat. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this, go inside, get my heat gloves, and throw a split on. See you in a second. All right, well, let's get a split on. Got my heat gloves. So we'll start with this one. And the splits don't usually ignite until your pit's set at about 225. You can see the flames coming up here. And over to that's the Huber split basket. Plus I have the Huber deflector plate. So I'm just going to put my split right in the middle there. And it should catch. There. All right, so these should be, I'll keep monitoring the temperature, but I'd say 4 hours, because the thick ones are over here, thin over here, so I'm thinking 4 hours. Now remember, we're making burnt ends on those, so I'll have to wrap them in the pan with foil, butter, sauce, and everything else. These I'm going to treat like ribs and just spritz them in sauce every once in a while. So I'll see you in about an hour when the bark sets up and it's time to spritz. All right, well, it's your lost Canuck back at the pit. Time to give her a little spritz, take a look at the bark. Getting closer in temperature, that's for sure. Well, the color looks good. Okay, let's give her a little spritz. This is just apple cider vinegar I like to spritz on there. And we're going to put a split in again. Oh yeah. Just coals now. I got my next split on. I'm going to rotate this basket a little bit so we're cooking even. All right. Well, we'll see you when it's time to wrap up these strips. And I'll foil them up, and then we'll leave these going like just like ribs when it's time to wrap these in paper. See you in a bit. All right, well, to speed the cook up a little bit, I brought the temp up to 250, okay? And now my internal thermometer is saying it's 160. My RFX is agreeing. So let's just do a quick temperature check and see what we got. Ooh, boy. Color looks awesome on these things. Took some smoke. What do we got here? Okay, this one's saying it's about 160. This one's about 158. Okay, so I'm just going to check the temperature of the strips. They're a little lower. So oddly enough, my larger pieces cooked at 158. So I'm going to wrap my pseudo ribs. I'm going to leave these on for a few more minutes. And heck, I might even throw another split. Yeah, I still got one more split left. So let's throw a split on. I'll bring these in to wrap, and then bring these in and wrap those in a few minutes. Here goes my last split. Okay, so let's take these inside, and we'll wrap them. You need some hot gloves for this, because these are hot. Move that over to here. Okay, it smells great. We'll see you inside. Okay, so now it's time to wrap our pseudo ribs. So I'm going to get some butter. I've got my barbecue sauce. I like this Blues Hog Champions blend. This is really good stuff. So let's get the butter, put the butter down. And I've just guillotined up a couple pieces here. So this is old butter, this one. So what we'll do is put some on the bottom. And these are hot, so you probably want some hot gloves. I'm using my Hay Grill Hay. Good stuff. Throw these on. Color developed nicely. Oh yeah. So then what I do is I put a little sauce on top. Just like this, like I would do on some ribs. There we go, plenty. And then we'll put some butter on top. There it is. Okay, let's wrap this. Take the temperature probe out and then we'll reinsert it just to kind of hold the paper all together. So let's go throw this back on the pit. We can see what we're cruising at on the temperature of the strips, and then when it's time we'll turn this back up to 300 or so, because it won't take any more smoke with it being wrapped. See you out there. Okay, well, we're at the pit. Let's just open this up. Put this on. All right, let's do an internal temperature check here of these guys. Oh, 165. So these, okay, these are ready to put into the pan. They're actually getting pretty soft, yeah. Okay, so being 165 degrees, these will be ready to foil up, and we'll get these set. The color looks amazing. I don't know if you can see that or not, but here, let's take it off the tripod so you can check. Yeah, the color looks really good on this stuff. And we're smoking like crazy now. Let's see if our log's lit. Kind of wasted that log, but oh well. Oh yeah, see, there she is. A little Huber split basket works awesome. Love it. Okay, let's go inside and foil these up. All right, well, it's time to foil up our strips. So we're just going to put a little bit of sauce in the bottom of our pan. We'll put a strip of butter in the bottom. There we go. Okay, now let's get the rest of the strips. We'll put them in the pan, then we'll foil over the top. Then we'll be able to crank everything up to 300. Okay, now the bane of any wireless probe is tin foil, okay? So if your probe can make it through tin foil, you're doing all right. So we'll see if this RFX will make it or not. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But just FYI, there aren't a lot of probes that'll go once you get the foil on top. The crenulations really scramble up the signal. So anyways, all right, let's get the butter and sauce on top. Okay, put a couple beads. Break this in a spot or two. There. All right. That's plenty. We've got some on the bottom, some on the top. Get our sauce on. And again, this is just that Blues Hog Champion blend. Okay, so we've got everything on. Let's get this thing foiled up. Make sure your crimps are tight around the edge so that you keep all the steam in. Like our pseudo ribs, we're going to take the internal temperature of this up to about 205 or so, and then we'll pull it. All right, I'm going to go throw this on the pit. You saw me put the pseudo ribs on there already, and next time you see me, it'll be time to pull them, and we'll bring them up to the cutting board. All right, well, we're back at the pit. I've turned it up to 325. You can see after I wrapped, the temperature started cooling off a bit when it came down about 20 degrees. Here's the inside of what's going on here. So I got my thicker pieces closer to the fire pot. I got my wrapped strips over here, and then my drip pans are still there. So we're feeding like crazy. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes. We're coming up a little bit. This is coming down because I got the door open. All right, well, Lost Canuck almost forgot the most important step. I got to put some glaze on these things. So let's unwrap these strips. And we'll put it back on the wire. Just going to pull these out. They look great. Put them back on. Oh yeah, it's pretty tender. What we're going to do is we're going to brush on some glaze. And what I got here is Cosmos peach jalapeno. This is really yummy stuff. Let's do a strip down each one. And it's a good thing my shelf is stainless steel because I'm going to make a giant mess here. And you just want to brush the glaze on. Put this back on the pit, and then we'll do the faux ribs. And we'll do them for about 15 minutes, just enough to get caramelized the glaze. You can see the giant mess here I've made. But it's stainless steel and it will clean up. Okay, let me go get the faux ribs. I'll be right back. All right, well, we're back with the ribs. Just going to take my temperature probes out. They've been wrapped. They finished a little earlier than what I thought, so I had them in the holding oven. Let's take them out. There. Wow, looks good. We'll glaze these here and get the surface all nice and crispy. It's like ribs. All right, well, let's put some rib glaze on there. Let it caramelize on the surface. Okay, so we're going to leave it on for 15 minutes. I have it at 275. You don't want to go much over 300 or it'll burn because there's so much sugar in that stuff. And then we'll bring it up to the cutting board. Next time I see you, it'll be up at the cutting board and we'll try it out. You'll see all the nice crispy glaze on there. We'll see you upstairs. All right, well, we just finished our glazing. We're up in the barbecue lab. I'm going to do just a quick temp check before we slice into these things. And yeah, I let them rest for a while. They're about 145, so perfect for slicing into. This one's 160. 165, 162. Okay, good. All right. So these were done like ribs, and these were done like burnt ends, strips. So let's, what do you say we cut into some of these burnt ends first? Let's see what we got. They look good. I mean, I think I can put my finger right through them. So let's cut into the burnt end. Oh yeah, well, you know it's done. There's a bit of a pink ring here, so we did all right. So let's take a couple of, and what you can do with these, okay, is if you like tacos like the Lost Canuck does, you can make tacos out of them. So let's try one of these first. Cut it in half again for the videographer. These are big pieces. We did get a nice smoke ring on them. One for the videographer, one for me. Cheers. That turned out really nice. Okay, almost like eating ribs. We'll decide whether it's as good or better. Okay, so these are burnt ends made the traditional way. Now let's slice into some of this faux rib. Basically, it's just half of a pork belly. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, got a nice smoke ring there on it. That's the fat cap. There's your untrimmed part. Yeah, okay. So let's, kind of like we would be making ribs. Okay, there's some good crust on there too. Got a bit of a smoky smell. Now these are hot, so I'll give one to the videographer. Be careful, don't burn yourself. All right, cheers. That tastes more like a rib without the bone in it, boneless rib. I really like this. I mean, the burnt ends are fine for burnt ends, but if you can get a pork belly cheap, this makes an awesome meal. And it's just like pretend ribs. These are good. Okay, so now we've got these together and this together. You want to do one more comparison? There's the burnt end. Here's the burnt end.
They're softer.
Mm-hmm.
More tender.
So the burnt ends, like my videographer's saying, I don't know if you can hear, burnt ends are they're way more tender, okay? These are tender, but these are just fall, apart tender. Now, here's our faux rib again. Just one more check. Faux rib. So these taste like ribs. Everybody here is hungry in the house, so we're going to eat soon. So, final thoughts and conclusions. If you can find pork belly, which I did, and I got it on sale at Costco, it was $2.90, regular $3.99. Got it for $1 a pound off. It's a cheap, quick. Well, not that quick. It's a cheap, easy meal to make. I put them on at 2, so 7 hours total, okay? Kind of like making ribs, exactly the same as making ribs, except there's no bones in here. Plus, your burnt ends, you could use them for tacos. I've seen guys, you can chop it up, make burritos, whatever. Good stuff. These we're gonna eat like ribs. So yeah, it works. It's an excellent method to try if you got the time and you have a pork belly. The Lone Star Grillz 42-inch pellet smoker. That thing performs awesomely. I used the Huber Products wood split basket and their deflector plate. It added maybe a little more smoke flavor. I don't know. It's about the same as if you're either going to use chips or splits. To me. Stay tuned, though, to the channel. There's a big experiment coming this week, and it involves some Duroc pork ribs. All right? So we did fake ribs. Our experiment will do real ones. All right. Okay, so we're pretty much at the end. If you liked anything that the Lost Canuck used during the video, temperature, probe, knives, the wire screens, any of that stuff, check out my Lost Canuck affiliate link store below. If you got St. Patrick's Day coming up, Easter, these things make great gifts. Mother's Day, Father's Day, for all you mothers that like to smoke meats out on the grill, or fathers, makes great gifts. So anyways, check out my store. Follow me on Instagram. I do post different things on there from time to time. Here's the QR code that I'm showing you right now. Check me out on Instagram. I would appreciate a follow. I'm over 900 people now. So if you can get me over the 1,000, I would really appreciate it. Okay, and if you found value in this video, okay, with this pork belly, don't forget to hit that like button. It's really important. Just a simple click on that like helps the channel grow, helps find new audience members, helps YouTube figure out who this video should go to. And if you have the ability, hit that hype button. That really supercharges the video. And for all you returning subscribers out there, thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching. Much appreciated. For all you new viewers out there that, learned how to make pork belly tonight, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and notify me. And you'll get notified for all the new content that I do put out. And finally, hey, leave me a comment. If you thought this was, a good, decent test, let me know. If you've done a test like this before, you make pork belly like this, leave me a comment below. Also, if you want to see me cook on any of the other different equipment that I have out there, besides the Lone Star, let me know. I answer all my comments, I answer all my questions, so Lost Canuck will talk to you no problem. All right, so Famous last words all the time. Lost Canuck says, hey, don't forget, be kind to each other. It's super important nowadays. The world's a crazy place. You don't know what other people are going through. So it doesn't take much. Just remember, be kind. Mental health is super important nowadays. All right. So take care. Bye-bye. Love you guys.